clearly Hooper is going to come back.
Yep.
He's in the old USS of R.
He's in the upside down in terms of the Earth. He's on the other side of the planet.
Yes, that's a very good point. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Trailer Hitch.
Yes, today we are going to be looking at the 2 teasers that the Stranger Things released this week.
That's right. It's extra exciting today. Stranger Things is such a big deal on Netflix. They dumped not 1, but 2 teaser trailers.
Yeah, one of them has 18 million views. Oh, no, wait, that was from a year ago. Oh, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're both... maybe it was a year ago. God damn it. Wait.
What, they didn't drop 2?
No, it says a year ago. I thought it said a day ago.
No, but... Okay, everybody, we're going to level with you right now. We recorded this earlier today, and we only watched one of the teasers, and there wasn't much going on with it. So then RJ called me up, and he's like, hey, we were wrong. There were 2 trailers dropped today. But no.
No, I'm just an idiot.
Screw it. They're all short. Let's watch them all.
You want to do all 3 of them? We should, right? Should we do them in order?
Yeah, let's do the oldest to youngest.
All right, so this is the official announcement. This was a year ago.
Okay, that's the creepy music that Stranger Things always does.
That's kind of creepy.
The tree hates Stranger Things! We're not in Hawkins anymore. Oh, no! Do you remember, I don't know if it's season 2 or 3, there's one terrible episode. Like it or hate this show, everyone agrees that there's one episode that's just a stinky, god-awful pile of crap.
Yeah, it was like they just decided to make another TV show for one episode.
It was the Savior Girl 11, who's very cool. I loved her in the first season.
Yes, I enjoyed the Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby can move things with the brain, and for some reason she went to Chicago, and did she meet other psychic children?
It was terrible.
It was a pile of poop.
Yeah.
It was the worst episode ever.
Yeah.
But maybe not the worst episode ever. I see something off there in the thumb bar. It says Erica being Erica for 3 minutes straight. If you recall, lovely audience, there was a character that was introduced in season 3 called Erica.
Oh, right.
Right? Do you remember now?
Yeah.
It was the little sister of Lucas, right?
Yeah.
And it was his little sister, and she never shut the up.
Yes.
She's the worst.
She was the worst.
Do we have anything to say about this official announcement?
Well, this just, for what it was supposed to do, and this is really interesting because this came out in September of 2019. So they were announcing the new Stranger Things that was supposed to happen, but then the pandemic happened, so there was no Stranger Things 4. That's crazy.
That one does a good job, that stupid teaser, of, I shouldn't even call it stupid. It was fine.
It was good. I mean...
It encapsulates that creepy 80s feel.
Yes. So that was pre-pandemic. Then... This is also pre-pandemic. This is like right before things got like really hairy.
Okay.
February of 2020. So
hey, things did get really hairy because like everyone had to stay at home and no one shaved during the pandemic.
Yes.
So things did get hairy.
So this is like they were probably planning going into production right around this time, and then everything shut down.
You're absolutely correct. I like Stranger Things, but I'm starting to be like, because it feels like they're just cranking out as many strange things as they can.
Yes.
Maybe it's because the kids are getting older. Maybe they're like, we got to do this before they all go to college and their voices drop.
I suppose, but I mean, I would think that you could just write it like, oh, the kids have aged a couple of years. This is what's happening now. They're in college together.
They're listening to Nirvana.
Yeah.
And Smash Mouth. And,
Ace of Base.
Yeah, they're listening to Ace of Base.
Ace of Base.
It's crazy.
So let's see. This is From Russia with Love.
Okay, now, weren't the Russians the bad guy in the 3rd series?
Yes.
And they stole Hooper, the heavyset man that wore grandpa shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They sent him to Russia. That was like the teaser at the end, if I remember correct.
That's right, yes.
Do you think that's really Russia?
No.
Looks cold.
I think it's Canada.
I bet you're correct. I bet they film everything in Canada if they want to save a buck. I see Russian hats. I hear Russian music.
Yeah.
Russians in the 80s were scary, man.
Yeah. There he is.
Hey, it's Hooper!
So yes,
goat?
okay.
Wait, can you take it back? Is that a goat at the end? Going, bah. Just... No, it's like a chirping bird thing.
It's like a creepy sound effect, but yes, it sounded like ah!
Yeah. Can you put the goat in
The
there?
screaming goat, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So play it back.
I wish
better.
they'd do that.
Yes. So here's the thing. I was not a fan of the third season of The Stranger Things. If right after season 1 I had seen this trailer, I would have been like, holy crap, this is scary. The Russians were also scary back then because of the Cold War. Like, This is shot really seriously, just like this first season. But after seeing, like, Lucas's sister.
What, Erica?
Yeah. Just knowing that was like a running gag throughout like that entire season, I don't have high hopes.
You've got a point. I don't want to like crap on Stranger Things because I really liked the first season.
I loved it.
But I'm with you. I think the third season, even the second season started getting like, this is changing a little bit. And then by the third, what you said about like her being a running gag, there were no running gags in the first season.
Yes,
it was
exactly.
dark and scary. It was like a Stephen King book.
It was well crafted and everything had a purpose.
Yeah.
They were starting to use phrases like, I threw up in my mouth.
I think I just threw up in my mouth.
That happened a few times in season 3 that just completely pulled me out of it.
Oh, you mean like more modern phrases than 80s dialogue?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There were things like that throughout, whereas the first season, they actually went to, they being the Duffer Brothers. They were so hell-bent on creating this thing that seemed like it was coming out of the 80s that they actually referenced from a Richard Greenberg, I think his name was. And
How are you pulling all these names out of your bottom?
I'm just really interested in this sort of stuff. He's the guy who did the main logo and credits for Superman and Goonies and Die Hard, and actually printed the font onto actual film because they wanted it to feel like a thing that existed back then. That's the attention to detail that they put into it, and that just has been unraveling as the series progresses, and it turns into this bubblegum version of what it was originally.
You've got a totally fair point, but I personally, if they slip out of the periodness of the 80s, if they say LOL, I'm okay with that as long as they don't put in stupid running gags and wacky humor and...
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it too if there's a reason for it. It feels like there are higher-ups that are saying that you need to inject these sensibilities into the story so that this way we can appease to the younger generation.
The tone got jacked up for me.
Yeah.
There was something creepy and cold and helpless. It felt like a Stephen King book, the first series, with 3 little kids on their bikes fighting God knows what.
Yeah.
That's a very distinct feeling. By the third season... They're crashing cars, and the Russians are attacking, and wacky jokes are happening.
Yeah,
it ballooned into something that lost that magic feel.
Yeah, you got Dustin singing the never-ending story for no reason with his girlfriend.
That's what I didn't like.
Never-ending story.
But that is true to 80s because it's the never-ending story.
It is true to 80s, but they're having this life and death situation.
Get the goddamn number already.
And the only way he'll get it is if he sings this song from the 80s.
Yes.
It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
That is what I'm talking about, that they lost tonally. And
yes.
That.
Exactly, yes. Even though I'm sure people love that because that's a great song. And
no, it's not.
I know you don't like it, but I love that movie. I like that song, and it still made me sweat under my rabbit pits.
I sweat under my human pits if I even think about that f***ing song.
Fly a fantasy.
Okay, so now that we've seen 2, now there's the actual one.
We'll watch the one that people are waiting for.
Yeah, this is post-pandemic, and it's called 11 Are You Listening?
Is that like an alarm clock for your table that they stuck on the ceiling?
That looks like an 80s clock. That was the thing. But yes, it does look like that somebody just stuck like an alarm clock.
Yeah, it's just like glued on the ceiling.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It looks like an old, weird hospital-type clock.
Do you think that the fact that it's exactly 3 o'clock is important?
That's interesting.
3 o'clock is what, when kids get out of school?
Yeah?
Maybe it's the 80s, so afternoon cartoons are going to start?
Could be.
Like they're going to all watch He-Man?
All right, so it's 3 o'clock.
No, those
The
are
kids. No, it's
psychic kids, right?
yeah. I guess that's how they're controlling the cars, right? Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. They have cars now that can actually like follow lines on the floor.
Do they?
Yeah, you can draw lines with a marker, and the car will follow the marker. That's what I thought this would be, but they definitely didn't have that in the 80s. So I think
That's insane.
You're right. They see that there's this thing on the floor, so they're using their brains to move the cars, right?
The only reason my brain immediately went to their brains moving the cars is didn't 11 in the first season could move things with her brain, but then blood would pour out her nose and she'd get all tired.
Oh, that's another problem that I have. In the beginning, when she would use her powers, it was like this forbidden thing, and it would like suck all the energy out of her.
Yeah.
And then the last season, it was like anytime they needed anything to happen, it'd be like, oh, just give her a bloody nose and, you know, have her do that thing. And it lost all of its weight.
Yeah, there was no consequence anymore. I assume these kids, why aren't they getting nosebleeds
Yeah,
for moving their little cars?
Yeah, seriously. Maybe they're better at it than her. Maybe this is 12 and 13.
Yeah.
Maybe they're twins, so they have superpowers.
Don't all twins have superpowers?
Like the super twin? Yeah, but if you're twins and you've got like 11 powers, then you've got real superpowers.
Right.
This is that old game. Aha. So you know what this is telling me is that everything that's happening here seemed to be like things that you can do with your mind. So you've got the kids controlling the cars with their mind.
Yeah.
Then you've got this thing where if you use your brain, you can probably move that disc left or right, depending on where you want it to go.
Yeah.
And then when you play chess, you have to use your brain, right?
Right.
So there's that.
Hey, check it out on the table. I'm glad you paused it. The little top thing, that means that
From
Leonardo
Inception.
DiCaprio's in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is actually all Inception.
So this is another one. But then let's see what else we've got. Back to the...
When they play chess, they're using their brain.
Then there's this thing where they're probably, like, this kid probably always wants the answer to be yes. So he's using his brain to move the magnets in the water or whatever's in these things to have it say yes, right?
That's cheating. You can't do that to Magic 8 Ball.
No, I know, but it's...
That's what this is, right? It's Magic 8 Ball. You shake it up and it says different things. Like,
yeah.
Am I going to get married? And it says, like, no, you're a terrible person,
Yeah,
or
it's
signs point
like
to yes.
this floating mechanism that reveals, you know, yes, no, maybe, all that stuff. But I will say that these choices are good from the time. They haven't pulled anything out that isn't from the 80s yet.
I don't know. Those don't look like 80s cuticles to me.
Oh, look, and the kids actually all have the same 11 haircut.
It's probably easier if they have experimental psychic kids. They just line them up and shave them.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want them, like, accidentally choking on their hair or something.
Yeah.
Like if they're moving things and then all of a sudden their hair gets in the way.
This is true. You don't want them blinded when they're trying to move things psychically.
Now, who's
Except
this
for
guy?
this guy. That's the evil doctor from the first one, right?
Oh, yeah, probably. That would make sense.
From the first season? Mm-hmm. It looks like he's just making fun of those kids because he has such a luxurious full head of hair.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to shave all their heads and grow out a beautiful mane just to rub it in all their faces.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, hi, kids, you can have race cars, but you can't have hair like I do.
Good morning, children.
Papa?
Didn't she call him Pop Pop in the first one?
Yep.
I have something very special planned for you.
There's the 11.
11? Are you listening?
What, does she have asthma, so they just stick her in that room?
Here's what I got to say about this trailer. This is similar to the other one. If I had seen this after season 1, I would have been really excited. Because I think that everything in this teaser does the thing that first season does, which is paying attention to detail, making it feel like it's from a specific time, and it's 11's origin story. But now, like, in order to get to this point, you have to walk across that season 3 bridge.
So you have to walk across the little dried dog turds that were season 2, and then the giant pile of elephant shit that was season 3 to get to this. To get to this, which does not give me hope. I mean, maybe they watched what they did and realized that, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people liked it. We could be in the minority here. Yeah, we could be in the minority. There's also a thing that goes on, and I'm not poo-pooing on anybody. Everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
But some folks, if you put a lightsaber in someone's hand, they'll like it no matter what.
Yes.
Because they love Star Wars so much.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the person holding the lightsaber is like Gary Busey.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And I was that person when I first saw episode 1. I thought,
what is that, the prequel? The Jar Jar Binks one?
Mm-hmm. I actually was fooled by it the first time I saw it.
Okay.
And then I saw it again, and then I was like, maybe this isn't so good.
That's big of you to admit that.
Yeah.
That you were duped by the prequel.
I mean, how could I not admit that? I saw it in the theaters 3 times.
Whoa! So just because it's a franchise you love doesn't mean it's good.
Yes.
You can blindly follow it, and I guess there's something good to that, because you're still happy. But the last season of this did not make me happy.
Yeah.
So
it kind of like, I just wanted it to end. I binged it so it could be over fast.
That's never a good sign. So since you don't have to like make the effort to go to the theater and pay to see this, you're more likely to just watch it even though it's going to be garbage, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a Netflix subscription, this is where all your subscription dollars are going.
So how do they know then that they're making a turd?
That's
not that this is a turd.
Yes,
but if
that is my point. Exactly. Like, if you just keep positively reinforcing what I perceive to be laziness compared to what the first season was, how are you course correcting anything? You're not.
But we don't want to start a boycott. Like,
no, I mean, I would love for it to be awesome. You know? The Duffer Brothers gave us this amazing first season. Maybe they watched it and feel similar things. Who knows?
Huh. This has gotten much headier than I expected.
But it could be good. I mean, so far, the teasers are good.
Hey, what's happening to all those kids? Are they getting...
I think they're all in Ghostbusters now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're absolutely correct. They just shifted them over to Ghostbusters for the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then clearly Hooper is going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's in the old USS of R.
He's in the upside down in terms of the Earth. He's on the other side of the planet.
Yes, that's a very good point. Be amazing if he's upside down. He in Russia. He just ends up in like Detroit or in Disneyland.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be exciting, but it's not anymore. Is basically what you're saying.
I have no confidence that this will be a good season, but I always hope that I am proven wrong. That is what I say.
That's a nice attitude.
I would like to be proven wrong, and I would like to get sucked into a new season, even though I kind of had enough of it.
I have a feeling of apprehension. Not apprehension like from the first season where it's like, oh, monsters and I'm cold and alone and this is scary. I have apprehension that it's just going to be a big old waste of my time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, I wish I had done anything else.
I think that's going to be what it is, unfortunately. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Is this a downer, this episode?
No, I don't think so. I think it's interesting.
It is interesting. But it's not hilarious. Let's cut back to that picture of the goat again. That's a better note to end on.
Yeah.